Hi, I'm Rachel Downs with Strategic Dog Sports. Welcome to Stimulus Control Games, Lesson 4. In this exercise, we're going to be working on our stationary position with our food. It is really important that our dogs understand how to assume a position after our reinforcement has already been placed. So we're not putting the dog in a position and then cueing them and then throwing the food out or putting the manners minder out or throwing a toy out or whatever we're going to do. We want those things, our reinforcements, to be able to be placed out, whether it's food in a dish or a manners minder. We want that to be able to be placed out and then cue the dog to get in the position we want them to be cued to do. And that's really important. It's an important concept for them because, for example, when our dogs are running across the teeter and they're going down to their teeter end behavior, whether that's a 2-on, 2-off or a 4-on, the dog isn't going to be put in that position and then the tunnel is placed in front of him. No, the tunnel is already placed in front of him and we're asking him to go into that position and then maintain that position until we cue the tunnel. And so conceptually, that's the picture that we want to set up for the dog. We want them to be able to go into the position even with the reinforcement placed ahead of them and then wait in that position until they're cued to do it. So what we've worked up to is the dog having that position assumed and then or executed, and then we place the reinforcement and then we send them to it. What we're working up toward now is the dog being able to have that reinforcement out and available, and then we cue the position and then we cue them to do the food. From this point on, anytime we work with food, unless it's coming from your hands, if it's on the floor, working with a manners minder is completely acceptable. I will be posting videos of things with manners minders from this point on, or treat and train, whatever you want to call it, from this point on. But in this one, I'm working with an individual treat on the floor like we have been because I want to shore up my dog's understanding of that. So here you're going to be seeing me work with Legolas again. And this is a behavior, the 2-on, 2-off is a behavior that he doesn't know super well. So it's a little bit of a big ask for him. And I asked him to do it just for the sake of the video. And so again, I'm starting back kind of where I left off with him in the previous week. So I'm putting him in the place and then I'm putting the food out. But what I'm going to start doing is placing the food as he's going into that feet position. Yes. So when I'm feeding him in position, that's my duration cue, my delivery cue. I'm feeding him with that good to in between his front feet. And then when I tell him yes, that's when he gets to go get the cookie off the floor. And sometimes I may just send him right to the treat. Yes. Yes. So I've actually started adding more food out there to kind of up the value for him doing that. If you are using the manners minder, you are placing it out where that treat is, and you are cueing the dog to go straight to it with the beep. So when the manners minder beeps, the dog gets to go straight to it. It doesn't require a release cue because the beep works just like a yes, which means the dog may move out of position to go get it. You can still reinforce in place if you would like to. You can reinforce in place every other time or every third time or whatever you'd like to do, whatever you feel like is helping your dog the most. So you are absolutely free to do this with a treat on the floor. You're absolutely free to do this with a manners minder because at this point, that's a more realistic thing that we're going to be using once we start adding in a lot of obstacles for our dogs.